Hello everybody. Let's talk about pianos. Pianos are a hugely important part of most people's template. Almost whatever style of music you write, you're likely to use a piano at some point. As you know, because I've mentioned it before, I absolutely love sitting down in front of a real live piano like this one. I find the organic feedback, the whole tactile thing, the sound really inspiring. So when I'm writing music, this is often where I start. But if you're writing music in a small flat in Dagenham, yes, I'm talking to you, Millicent, then this is not an option. And also recording this can be a real pain. So today we're looking at the 3 pianos which spend their time, virtual pianos, in my template, because they all do a different job. They're all absolutely wonderful, and I could try and do a roundup of every piano virtual instrument on the planet, but we'd be here until Christmas. So I thought I'd start with these 3, okay? Just before we get into that, if you haven't checked it out already, Google ThinkSpace courses, because we do all kinds of things, from teaching you how to use software like Logic and Cubase, music theory, how to write music, right the way through to full online master's postgraduate degrees. And we've always got an open day and things like that coming up soon. So check out the open day, which is actually coming up in a couple of weeks' time. So I hope to see lots of you there. Right, let's go over to the kit and take a deep breath. We will now dive in and have a look at the pianos which I use as part of my everyday setup. The 3 I use are PIanoteq from Modartt and Synchron Pianos from VSL, plus the Max Richter Piano. So let's look at those 3. If you haven't already come across PIanoteq, where have you been? It's a physical modelling piano. What this means is it's not a straight sample, it's a sort of algorithm based on a sample. And what this does is, it means it's very, very light on your CPU. It's incredibly light on memory. So it's a tiny little piece of software which has a huge impact, because it sounds great. And it allows you kind of control over this, which you wouldn't get with a traditional sample. Now this is version 8, and what you get is you can buy add-on packs and things like that, so you can get any number of different types of piano, electric piano, even right through to harps and things like that. This, the Bosendorpher, is brand new for version 8.3, and it sounds absolutely lovely. It sounds like this. Nice and delicate, listen. And it can be powerful. If you're having an Elton John moment. So it's a very adaptable piece of software. It's got all kinds of cool different versions of Bluthners and Petrovs and Steinways. You want a sort of straight. But there's lots of variations on that, so you can have a felt version. You can have, what else have we got? Cinematic version. You've got, etc., etc. You've got things which I like, and I use quite a lot of things like the honky tonk. So there's loads and loads and loads of different stuff in here. And when I talk about the control you get, I'll show you what. This is one of my favorite ones. Look down here. On the lift this is a mint condition Steinway, and as you slide it across, it gets more and more wonky. So I think most composers need one of those sliders, and I'm definitely more on the worn side rather than the mint side. But look, if you go, you hear the slight wavering in the pitch. Okay. Let's now put it right over to worn. Oh my lord! Send it back to Steinway and get it revived. So how does the Modartt thing work? You can buy The basic version is €139, standard €269, and the pro version €399. And you get a number of packs included with each of those. And you can buy additional packs for the very reasonable €49 each. So if you want a harpsichord, that's what it's going to cost you, etc., etc. And you can download a trial version before you invest. Right, moving on to the next one, which is a completely different proposition, and that is the VSL pianos. I've been using these for years, and they just get better and better. Why I use these, if I really want the control over all those mic positions and I want to really kind of modify my sound in a way, and I want the most detailed, full sampled piano I can find, this is it. What you get you get a choice. Each of these is you can either buy this as a bundle or you can buy them individually. Bosendorphers, Fasiolis, Bluthners, all kinds of stuff, which Steinways, all kinds of things which are available to you. Now, what you get though, you get these sort of, they're not quite mic positions, they're sort of presets. So the standard concert preset is. Then you've got intimate, which is it's lovely, really, really nice. The one I like best is this one, player, because it sounds like you're sitting in front of the piano. So it's the familiar sound for those of us who play the piano. You go, oh yeah, it's kind of very stereo-ish and all that kind of thing. Now, where this really gets going is with the mix, because what you've got going on inside the mix is, go on, play mix. I'm not loaded. Okay, what am I going to load up? Here we go. So where this really does start to come into its own is here, in the mic positions, because look, you've got a choice of condenser mics, ribbon mics, tube mics, mid mics, two different ones of those. Surround, high surround, all kinds of bits and pieces. So you've got a ton and a half of control. You've got a lot of control over the actual playability of the instrument itself, as well as things like, do you want pedal noise? You can have more or less of that. You can control, So this is a very, very customizable offer. There you have the Fasioli 308. The largest piano in the world, which is suitably sort of big and big, powerful, round sound, which is very, very useful. In a number of circumstances. I tend to use, as I say, the intimate of the player, or even the pop. Pop's really kind of quite in your face sometimes, but etc., etc. So you can see the way this works. That this gives you a kind of, if you're going to have a Tom Newman moment where the piano is going to be front and center, and you really want that very refined sound. If you want all those mic positions. This also offers you full 5.1 and actually Atmos as well. So if you're going to try and have a sampled 5.1 piano, this is where you got to go. I think this is the only 5.1 piano. I could be wrong, but it does sound amazing when you play it back in the full sort of surround sound thing. So that's why this is in there. That's why the VSL Synchron pianos are part of my template. When I'm having a moment where I really want to focus on the piano sound, and it's one of these style of pianos, then that's what I use. PIanoteq I use all the time. So between the two, the third one, which I've already reviewed actually earlier, is the Max Richter piano, and this has a very specific purpose. It's a very delicate, intimate sound. If you're going to have a Rachmaninoff moment, this isn't it. But it just gives you that warmth and that control, because also you've got all the dynamic layers available in MIDI 1, the MIDI specification 1, but squashed into the lower part of the dynamic range. So actually you get much more sensitive response. You get basically 3 microphones which you can mess with and make quite a big difference to the sound of the instrument. So that's where I end up with my 3 favoured pianos. PIanoteq, which is quite affordable at starting from whatever it is, 139, and then the little extra things are 49 each. The VSL pianos is very much a sort of premium instrument. So, for example, this Fazioli is standard library is €315 currently on a promo at 245. The full library, which comes with all those mic positions, is currently 445, but the list price is 590. And each of the pianos comes in at a similar kind of price, and there are bundle prices obviously where you can buy a whole load of pianos at once if you're a piano nut. Okay, so it's horses for courses. And the particular course I've decided is right. I'm going for PIanoteq and VSL, supported by some Max Richter piano in the background, and because pretty much every score I do is going to involve piano somewhere, so it better be good. So if you're going to invest in an instrument, probably the piano is a pretty good one to start with. So look, I hope you found that useful, and check out ThinkSpace courses, Google ThinkSpace courses, and come along and see us if you want to learn more about, if you want to learn music theory, how to write music, if you want to learn how to use Logic or Cubase, writing film scores, sampled orchestration. We do courses on all that. We have also postgraduate degrees in everything from sound design to games, to music production, film scoring, orchestration, game scoring. It's a wonderful world of education, and we've got an open day coming up very shortly. So check us out at ThinkSpace Courses, and here to help you on your way is a trailer. Hello everybody, and welcome to Sampled Orchestration. Sampled orchestration is all about creating a realistic, engaging, lyrical, uplifting, emotional, musical experience. A piece of music that could be performed by an orchestra, but is actually coming out of sample programs on your computer. This course, we hope, will help you upgrade your sample orchestration skills so that your mock-ups will sound not just more real, but more emotive, that you'll have more control, you'll feel more satisfied with the music you produce, and that you're able to get the most out of the libraries you own. It didn't sound remotely real, and this is one of the best string libraries in the world. And now we'll go through and start working out how we can make this better. There's a lot of problems which you may well be familiar with, things like the machine gun effect, the pipe organ effect, lack of clarity in the inner voices, all kinds of things which samples just they suck at, to be honest. So we're going to be looking at these complicated problems to solve and helping you solve them. The quality of the legato sample really does, for a lot of people, define the quality of the library. You can hear it flowing much better when we use a legato sample, which is designed to sound like it's moving from one note to another. I would recommend putting a marker track in, putting each marker in with your chord so you can see where things change. Obviously, this course also comes with a community, so you can make friends with each other and you can share your music. The community exists on Discord. There's lots of opportunities to upload your -1s or any other bits of music you want, to get feedback both from your fellow students and members of the teaching staff. I drop in there and give some feedback from time to time. How do you change articulations? One is using key switches. The other is articulation IDs or expression maps. Third method is using separate tracks for separate articulations. There. That is significantly better than it was before, and that's just using 2 articulations. And if you haven't checked it out yet, what are you doing? Go and check it out.